You have been calling them a narcissist. But what if the person who hurt you was something psychology considers far more dangerous? You have been calling them a narcissist. But what if you were wrong? Not about the damage. The damage was real. Not about the manipulation. That was real too. But the psychology behind why they did it. That might be something completely different from what you have been told. And understanding the difference is not just interesting. It is essential for how you heal. Most people use these words interchangeably: narcissist, psychopath, sociopath. But psychology makes very clear distinctions between them. And those distinctions matter enormously for the people who survive them. Here is the difference. The narcissist. The narcissist is a deeply wounded person. That is not an excuse, it is the truth about what drives the behavior. Underneath the grandiosity, underneath the need to be admired and validated and seen as exceptional, is a self-image so fragile that the entire personality has been built as a defense against ever feeling the shame at its core. The narcissist needs you desperately, even as they treat you terribly. They need your admiration to silence the shame, your emotional reactions to feel powerful, your love and your validation to quiet the internal voice telling them they are fundamentally not enough. When you withdraw, that they feel genuinely threatened, genuinely destabilized. The narcissist feels, deeply and chaotically, rage, humiliation, jealousy, fear. They are not incapable of emotion, they are incapable of managing it. And that inability is what drives almost everything harmful they do. The psychopath. The psychopath is something fundamentally different. Neuroscientists who study psychopathy found consistent and measurable differences in the psychopathic brain. The amygdala, the part responsible for processing fear, guilt, and empathy, functions significantly differently. They do not experience guilt the way you do. They do not experience empathy the way you do. Not because they are suppressing it, because the neurological architecture that produces those experiences simply does not operate the same way. Dr. Robert Hare, who developed the most widely used clinical assessment for psychopathy, described their experience of emotion as knowing the words but not the music. They understand intellectually that emotions exist. They can identify them. They can mimic them convincingly when it serves their purpose, but they do not feel them. Here is the critical difference. The narcissist hurts you because they cannot regulate their own internal world, and you are in the way. The psychopath hurts you because hurting you is useful, or interesting, or simply inconsequential. The narcissist is restrained by their need for your admiration. They will not destroy you completely because a destroyed you cannot validate them. The psychopath has no such restraint. There is no internal mechanism placing any limit on what they are willing to do. You do not need a clinical diagnosis of the person who hurt you to validate what you experienced. What you need to understand is this: whether they were a narcissist driven by shame or a psychopath operating without the emotional architecture to register your pain, neither of them was capable of loving you the way you deserved. Not because you were not worth loving, but because that capacity was simply never available in the person you chose. And understanding that is where the healing that actually lasts begins. Drop it in the comments if this finally explains something about the person you were with. Because understanding who hurt you is not about excusing what they did. It is about finally being able to stop explaining it.